Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tim Dillon Show. Back in studio. How exciting. Just got back from Australia. The tour is over. Very excited to put out a special in early June. And you know what's fun about the special is it has a ton of material about COVID and the riots. So it's going to be really relevant. Like, that's what's good about it. It's June, so you could hear about COVID and nurses and riots. And that's what's the best thing about the special is it's perfect, pitch perfect in terms of relevance. And it'll take you back. So if you want to go back in time to one of the worst times that you were ever in, you can go back in time with my completely irrelevant special that will come out in early June that no one will care about, and I don't even care about. But what's good about it is that I wanted to do the show live as much as I could, so we didn't put it out earlier. So now we've waited till June, so it'll have maximum effect. It's just like it's 2020 all over again in my comedy special, except there's more to it than that. There's other stuff. I talk about Pizza Hut. It's not only COVID. There's other stuff. Just got back from Australia, the land down under. Very exciting. Hospitable people, lovely people. Recapped it on the Patreon. Myself, Ben, Sam Talent. We're still feeling the jet lag. How are you doing?
Not great. How are you?
I'm fair. You know, I'm learning to live with it. And while we were over there in Australia, keeping tabs on all the podcast beef, we were reading stories and the news, and one of the stories I read was about this band, D'Antwoord. Is that how you pronounce it?
That's right.
I believe it is. Now, D'Antwoord is a South African hip-hop duo, and they do the Zeph style of stuff, which I believe is a lot of gold, and it's they're very brash, and they live in South Africa, and they adopt like all these deformed people, and they run around the woods with machetes, and they take bath salts. It's something different, you know? Something, it's nice, it's different, and it's made up of Yolandi Visser and
Ninja.
And lovely people from, I'm sure, from all accounts. Now, and they Google what the Zeph style is, because they have this unique, their videos got crazy views because they were very unique. I find you freaky and I like you a lot. You know, rich bitch. That was a good song. Rich bitch. Nutella on masami. Nutella on the sami, because in South Africa, if you have Nutella on a sandwich, it means you're rich. Nutella on masami. So Zeph is a South African counterculture movement. Kyle Hans Brockman has compared Zeph counterculture to a lot of subcultures in the Northern Hemisphere. I don't know what that means. I want to know what it is, but from what I think it is very like Zeph music and culture. The music group D'Antwoord self-identifies as Zeph. In a 2010 interview, Ninja of D'Antwoord responded to the controversy arising from his claim that Zeph represented South Africa. Critics suggested it might rather just represent Afrikaans, while South Africa. He commented that racism is somewhat obsolete and a thing of the past for South Africa. What is...
So I think this is his... Yeah. Zeph is you're poor, but you're fancy.
You're poor, but you're fancy. You're ghetto fabulous, right? Okay, that's what it is. Zeph style. And it's fun and enjoyable. And so these people, D'Antwoord, adopted kind of this disfigured child.
Yes.
And named Taki.
Yeah, that's what he looks like there.
Now, Taki is now accusing them of being abusive. He is saying that he's accusing them of physical, sexual abuse and slavery. And he said he has a rare disease, and he said, quote, "They made me believe I was the devil." Buddy, that's all parents. They made me believe I was the devil. They made me swear more and made me believe that I could burn people in hell and that I'm the king of hell. Sounds a little nice. They told me that I could bring, I wish my parents told me that I was the king of anything, Taki. They told me that I could bring darkness upon the world. So he said, and I read another thing, I think it was in The Guardian, he said, the worst part was seeing my supposed to be mother or adopted mother being naked in a room, drunk, experiencing my mother being drunk, naked, and wanting me to spend time with her in the room while she was naked. I find that very disturbing. Last December, Ninja and them apparently took my sister into a sauna, and everyone was naked in the sauna and wanted my sister to get naked too. It's pretty weird. This is Taki. It felt like a pervy vibe to me. Every time when he phones the family, they ask if my sister is pregnant yet, and that's not going to happen, not on my watch. This is their adopted son, Taki. In the video interview, he said he had stabbed his older brother 3 times, leaving him needing hospital treatment, and that Ninja and Yolandi's response was to congratulate him. They were like, quote, "Hey, good job, man. I didn't actually know you were going to be a man. I didn't expect you to stab your brother. That's amazing." He also accused them of some other things, I think it might have been in a Guardian article I read or something where he was basically saying like they made him participate in blood rituals or they were taking him to a blood bank.
Oh, yeah, I read that too. Yeah.
Yeah, something about that.
Let's see here.
It's hard to know because they adopt this kid who has problems. Mm-hmm. And yeah, here we go. This wasn't The Guardian. What was this?
This is the SouthAfrican.com.
The South African, yeah. Blood rituals, porn, and violence. D'Antwoord's child slave tells all. Here's the thing about so Taki, they picked him up in his community of Feitas at the time. And man, but you want to talk about accents that are horrible? Oh, yeah. I mean, the South African accent is the worst accent. Mm. It sounds like an Australian, it just has like has Down syndrome. It's like it's horrible. So it's Feitas. He said in an interview, my mother said it was going to be a good experience, so I went. Imagine D'Antwoord shows up and the mother's like, "Yeah, it's going to be great. Get in the car." The controversial group, whose music includes lyrics and imagery based on Satanism, gangsterism, incest, and other social ills, use the children as actors and props in their music videos and album covers. He said that they split their time between Cape Town and Johannesburg and also in Los Angeles. Well, of course. He has a rare skin disease, and they took him in. And some of the allegations include that he was exposed to pornography and sex toys, the sauna stuff, the naked stuff, taking the children to a private clinic to allegedly have their blood withdrawn for a blood ritual, congratulating him after he stabbed his brother, making Taki and his friends reenact the violent stabbing scenes in their music videos, Taki discovering black magic in a box in their family home and partaking in rituals, exposing the children to dangerous gangsters. Here's the thing, and Taki, my heart goes out to you here, but you have to be a little realistic. There wasn't a line of people going to adopt you, you know? Like they weren't breaking down the doors to get in there and put the presents under the Christmas tree. Sometimes in life, when people show you kindness, it does come with some unwanted aspects, such as the blood rituals. Now, I don't know the D'Antwoord people, and they're entertaining, but this whole thing really comes down to 3 words, and they're the same 3 words that you use in any sales arrangement when somebody goes, "It's too expensive," and you have to use these 3 words that kind of is what I would say to kind of Taki, and those 3 words are compared to what? Yes, it's expensive compared to what? The blood rituals are bad compared to what? What was kind of the other option, right? I mean, unfortunately, there wasn't a ton happening. I mean, outside of him kind of being in a Rob Zombie film, it wasn't going to really pop off here. And I think his sting comes off a little ungrateful because they hang out in Johannesburg and it's incredibly violent there, and there's gangsters and they do crazy drugs and they run through the jungle and they participate in rituals and stuff. Again, it's not a perfect childhood by any stretch, right? It's not ice skating. It's not like a great, Easter egg hunt and, we summer in Maine. Sure, you're not in a Maine sailing camp, Taki. But Taki, I don't think that childhood's without its charms. And I don't think that it's right to come out and completely throw your parents under the bus just because they made you participate in blood rituals in the jungle. It's kind of the price of fame. I live in Los Angeles. Do you know how many? Well, not really. I split my time. But when I'm here, do you know how many people in this town are partaking in blood rituals just to get ahead and can barely even do it? And, he had a seat at the table here with Deanne, and they were big. They're not huge now. This has kind of hurt them, I think. Do they have a statement? Has Yolandi or Ninja, do they have a statement? Do they want to come on the program and address this?
So if you Google them getting canceled, they actually got canceled for a totally other thing.
They smacked a gay rapper that they were in some feud with, right?
I think that was it,
Some musician they were in a feud with.
Because they're homophobic, according to this. Yeah,
well, yeah, but I don't know. They were in some feud. Some guy named Andy Butler. And I have no idea what goes on in the Zef community of South Africa, and I'm not going to learn. But, yeah, so they got canceled over that. And now the blood rituals, they just can't catch a break, these people.
Yeah. It's a real string of scandals here.
It's a string of scandals, and it's unfortunate. But Taki, I guess, had enough. He said, this isn't the way to live. Play a little of him.
So here's, I think this right about here is him talking about him stabbing his brother right here.
Right.
Okay, here we go.
Imagine if you had to hear this in your home. Imagine if you had to hear this accent from hell. When he's saying they said I'm the demon, is he sure they're wrong? This accent is preposterous. Keep going with this. God.
Then the day I was actually sleeping, and then that was stupid.
Hold on, I think I'm playing it double speed.
Oh, let's see if it's better single speed.
Okay,
leave that in though. That was
I watch
terrifying.
Things on double speed sometimes here. So let's go back and let's see here.
Yeah, let's see if it's now cute.
Okay.